just start to say Mashiv, hoRuach, and haGeshem.
Mashiv, hoRuach, and haGeshem.
I think it's important to learn some of the dinim.
Yeah.
Shashayich to it, and why we're starting to say it now, and earlier, and not later. Let's take a look. Page Shin Chav Zayin.
Shin Chav Zayin. Shin Chav Zayin.
Since they're teaching Hanukkah, it's just like a Sukkah, therefore, since Sukkah is taught,
Siman Kuf Yudalet, page Shin Chav Zayin.
It's not a kasha on
Din Haskaras hoRuach haGeshem metal. The dinim associated with mentioning Ruach, Tal, and Geshem. Bracha Shniya in Epepsaches beBarach. The second bracha in Shmoneh Esrei, Ato Gibor, Magen Avraham, does not start off with a bracha. Pnei shehi smucha lechaverta. Because the rule is that if the second bracha, if you have a bracha after a bracha, it starts with Baruch, so you don't need it to start with a Baruch. Because it has a Baruch, it uses the first Baruch. The very first bracha in Shmoneh Esrei. Therefore, Ato Gibor doesn't start off with a Baruch Ata Hashem. Same the whole Shmoneh Esrei. Same way, the whole Shmoneh Esrei doesn't start off with bracha Fe'enu, the Choynin, Shema Kilin. We don't start off with another bracha and begin with a bracha. The beginning is good for everything.
It's only one time.
By Havdalah, even though we have brachas before, but since in England you don't have to say the bracha, all the brachas on the kois of Eish and Samim, you don't have. So therefore, Hamavdal has a bracha, it's B'seach b'Baruch also.
Yeah.
Elakai Neshama, so we say it after Sheyatzer in the morning, right? Kai Neshama should start to be after Sheyatzer. Sheyatzer starts with a Baruch, so Elakai Neshama does not need to start with a Baruch. It's a klal and brachas.
But if you don't have to say after Yatza, then you have a problem.
That's a good question. But you're not going to change it. The Poyel Chazal never gave it a psicha.
You don't have a psicha, so you can't put a psicha.
In general, we don't say Asher Yatza. You wake up in the morning, you don't say brachas till you wash Tilas Yadayim. But when you wash after you get dressed. We have two negel vessels. One is Tilas Yadayim, but when we get up.
For the bed.
And then, afterwards, a person goes to the bathroom, he gets dressed and everything. After he's all ready, he washes again, he makes the bracha, and then he say brachas. So usually, you need to say Asher.
There's no opportunity, yeah. Please.
Really. But either way, right now, Chazal will not kiveya any psicha, so we're not going to mechadish a psicha. Chen kol ha-brachas acheres, all the rest of the brachas Shmoneh Esrei, in smuchei zu lezu, they're each one next to another. L'chein hin choises beBaruch, ve'ein poises beBaruch, they only have a chasima, and no psicha. Now, maschilin lahaskir haGeshem and bracha shniya, we start to mention lahaskir, not to ask. Asking is the same Talamater and Baruch Aleinu. Mentioning, lahaskir, to mention that Hashem has the koyach of Mashiv, hoRuach, uMorid, haGeshem, we're not asking, we're saying Hashem, He's the one that brings the Geshem. We start to mention it in the second bracha, B'tfilas Musaf, Shal Shmini Hatzeres. Ve'im Poiskim, we don't stop mentioning it, at Tfilas Musaf, Shal Yontav Rishon Pesach, the first day of Pesach. Then we start with Tfilas Tal, we start saying Moed HaTol. V'haskara zu, hi ritzui shayla. Sheterem sheyish la'aksham beinosam, shegiya zman ha'shayla, miratzin lafana b'haskaras goresh me'aksham. We are preparing. Before you ask someone for something, you're praising him, you're getting ready. We know you want to ask, you want to go to a philanthropist, you want him to give money. So you start first, you send him some letters, thanking him and praising him how gavaldik you are, you send him some gifts. Then a few weeks later you pop up by his door, you're coming to visit him, you're the one who's sending the gift. So we Hashem, we start talking Hashem, you're so powerful, you're able to be uMorid the Geshem, you're uMorid the Gshem. Later on, a little while later, then we're going to ask. So we start off with this, the Ritzui, it's called.
So this reach is connected after to the same bracha? Or after it's like that?
Why is it this bracha? V'kavu haskara zu. V'birchis mechaya mesim. Why isn't the bracha mechaya mesim? V'hashakshamim him shkulim b'tchias mesim. Rain is on the same level as tchias mesim. Shem shetchias mesim chayim lo'ilam. Just like those that arise from the dead, they live forever. There's always rain in the world. Rain is not something that ever stops. She really starts from the beginning of Sukkot, the first day. The Mishnah says, in Masechah Sukkah, the Mishnah says that b'chag we are judged on Mayim. I'm sorry, Masechah Rosh Hashanah talks in the beginning about all the Rosh Hashanahs and when are we judged. The second Mishnah I think it is, it says when are we judged for different things. For every time of the year we're judged, different time of the year. So there's a general judgment on Rosh Hashanah, and then there's specific judgments. So it says b'chag and Sukkot we're judged for water. That's one of the reasons for Nisuch HaMayim. Because we're being judged to Hashem how much water we're going to have this year. And water is the source of all life. Everything we have is based on water. We eat, we drink, and we bathe ourselves, and it refreshes us, and everything. Water, everything's based around water. Water is very important, vital. Api nigla, api pashas. That's the reason why there's such a great simcha in Be'Sheva, because of the importance of water, the vitalness of water to our life. That's how important it was. Nisuch HaMayim. That's the simple reason. What the Mashal explains in the Gemara why there's such a simcha. We have a lot of deeper reasons why there was also such a great simcha. So Maisa, since Sukkot, and there's even also Pirushim that the whole Natilas Dalaminim is also to show Hashem, look at these plants. The plants need water. We show that we hold the plants. It's all connected, and the Derech HaPshat is connected to Mayim. Depends which Midrashim, which Gemaras, which Pirushim. So, Maisa, the whole Inyan of Chag, Sukkot is about Mayim, makes sense. The first day of Sukkot, you start saying Bayir HaGeshem. Alofisha kshavim simin kol b'chag haSukkos. She'av shleish b'sukkah b'shas haGeshem. Api halacha, you don't sit in sukkah. You don't have to sit in sukkah when it rains. Ein maskin haGeshem adavor zayim eshiva b'sukkah. We don't want to say you want rain in sukkah. Who wants rain in sukkah? So we don't want to discuss any rain. Even though we're not even asking, we're just being maskir, but we don't even want to be maskir. It's a simin klala b'chag. Now, so why don't we? Okay, so we can't do it in Sukkot. We have to do Shmini Atzeres. But why do we wait till Musaf? Do it by Ma'ariv. First night, the first tefillah Shmini Atzeres, it's already not Sukkot anymore. That's a new Chag Shmini Atzeres. Tonight, let's already be maskir. V'roya yelahaske lahaske miyad belel yom tif achrin. Yeah, the oil. See where we're holding yom tif. Middle of the sif says yom. The word says yom tif. The first word in the line. Not as many people come to shul by Ma'ariv that come to shul by Musaf, by Shachris and Musaf. That night, for some reason, not everyone arrives. So Nimsa Zem Mask, especially those days, the shuls were out in the field, so it was not easy to go out over there. They came home after a tiring day, and it was dark, and it wasn't lights out like we have today, and it was dangerous. So it was harder to go. It was harder to go out. Nimsem the maskir, the any maskir. The yasa gudus agudus. We're going to have some people saying it. The people that are davening at home are not saying it. So we don't want to start at a time point when not everyone's doing it jointly together. That's not the way you start something. You start everyone together doing an inyan. Hi, what about Shachris? Lama im maskinim b'Shachris. Start by Shachris. You can't start until there's a formal announcement letting everyone know. Otherwise, how are people going to know? You have to have a formal. Maybe some people learn the halacha, but everyone else needs to know. There needs to be some announcement. In the morning, you can't make an announcement before Shemoneh Esrei, because you're going to tell them all the way in the morning. They're going to forget by the time it comes to Shemoneh Esrei. The shach is the efshel lahachis. You have to go Yisrael right next to Tefillah. So therefore we do by Mashiv. Shemuter lahaktin tefillah hatzibur afilu beis hakneses. Therefore, even someone who is not well, or for some reason he can't come to shul, or he's in shul, but he needs to daven before the tzibur starts. He needs to daven quicker, or daven earlier. Shemuter lahaktin tefillah hatzibur. There's an isser. People start Shemana Esrei before the Chazan. It's an isser. You're supposed to start together with the Chazan. Not supposed to start on your own. Davening with me means you start with the Chazan. Unless you're honest, you're chayli, you have a big
more than a few seconds.
Have some meruba.
Do a few seconds before.
Nice. Some people start already a minute before. They don't want to wait. You're supposed to wait. Unless you have a pressing thing, you're honest. Okay, you're honest. And even in the Beis HaKnesses, b'shari Beis HaShana, also lahas lahak feel smooth shmei atzeres feel tzibur feel beis seisha also lahas haGeshem b'yesher chizu b'tzibur. You're not allowed to daven musaf before the tzibur daven musaf. Shmei atzeres, you're not supposed to daven musaf till the tzibur does, because then what are you going to do with Mashiv and haGeshem? The Shamish didn't announce it yet, and so you're going to do a musaf without a haGeshem. So
then
you have to wait. You gotta wait and daven your musaf to push it off to later, till either daven the tzibur or after the tzibur. But you can't daven before the tzibur. Musaf, a person can go to a side room or in his house and daven musaf earlier than tzibur on Shmini Atzeres.
Even if there's a reason.
You have to wait till the Shamish announces Mashiv from haGeshem. Either you're in shul and you wait, you hear it.
You're saying even if you don't have this, you have this.
Right, because let's say you're a choiler or honest, so you have some pressing need. You're allowed to daven. Right.
But still,
Yechidus, even inside the shul. Even inside the shul with the tzibur, you're going to daven 10 minutes early, whatever it is, half an hour earlier. You come to shul, but you're going to daven quickly, or daven. You started earlier because you need to go somewhere to do something important. So you have the heter. But musif, you don't have. I shouldn't tell you, you don't have the heter. You don't have the heter. Also, yeah. Also, you have to wait till they make an announcement tzibur. The last 3 lines on the page. If someone knows that the tzibur already was machris, even though he didn't hear, you're maskir. You don't have to physically hear. You know that the shamish, the gabe already in shul already announced it. You have to start saying Mashiv haGeshem. Mitam zeh abola beis hakneses v'tzibur ischil l'spalo yispalo v'yasker af b'shul shamash yechlitu. Someone came into musaf late. He went out for yisker. He didn't come back right away. He didn't hear the shamish, the chazan announcing bringing Mashiv haGeshem. So he just jumped in. Everyone's a little davening. He starts davening. You also have to say Mashiv haRuach. You didn't hear. You don't have to physically hear. As soon as the whole call is starting to say, you know the shamish announced it already. The oilam is saying it. You have to say it. You don't have to physically hear it.
No, the only reason
we want everyone to do it biyachad. As long as the tzibur is starting now to say it, you have to say it. The last line. Someone who lives in a place with no minyan. What should he do? Wait till the time that kihil is daven. You daven, there's no place, but you know that the kihilus in nearby cities, when do they daven? They daven musaf around the 12 o'clock, 10:30, whatever. It depends where you are. 10 o'clock. So then you know, after that time, there was already an announcement made. People are starting to daven the musaf. Shamish already announced it, so then you could start.
maybe the tzibur that he belongs to, the closest tzibur, because it's all around.
Shiloh, what happens if someone comes to shul and he didn't daven shachris yet, and the tzibur is already saying musaf?
So he has to say Mash. He has to say
Huh?
You might have to say Mashiv haRuach. I think we learned this.
If someone's in a place with a few minyanim, so he could say, I belong to my minyan. But if a guy is coming to a certain shul, but for whatever reason, let's say he was a choyla, he was a onus, he came late to shul, and he still wants to daven shachris.
Oh, he has to say it.
We're talking before chatzos, right? You can't daven shachris after chatzos. Before chatzos. But the tzibur is about to daven, they're going to be davening musaf soon. What should he do now in his Shemana Esrei? Should he say Mashiv and haGeshem or not? I don't know. It's a good question.
He has to, because he's already included.
He can say Musaf Shtayim? And then you say Mashiv hoRuach. Second one.
Well,
You can't make Ashlamah. Yes, that was Shachris.
we're talking about it wasn't chatzot.
It's almost chatzot.
No, so
Oh, wait.
he should have a shachris, but I'm not sure what he should do about the tefillas geshem. He might have to say it. He might have to say it because everyone's saying it already. I'm not sure. I was supposed to say they weren't misakin at shachris. I don't know. This is a shayla we have to look into, which happens.
It's not that they weren't Masakin and Shachris. For a technical reason, they would have said it was Shachris, but for a technical reason, because he Ula Smichla Tefillah, that's why they didn't.
Right.
But there's no reason not to do Shachris.
Right. Could be they do.
That's
have
a
to
sort to say that you should.
I happened to have been in a shul where there was such a case where someone had to take his
Yes,
father to the hospital in the morning, or he fell or something, and he came late to shul. And by Yisker, he was asking people what to do outside the shul.
But if you say Murray,
Someone told him to ask a certain Rav, whatever was in the shul.
And what you pass?
I said that it's not so pashut. I said if you hear the shamash already, even if you didn't hear the shamash, even if you didn't hear, if the shamash already announced it,
If you know the timing,
right? So it's a problem.
It's enough.
Lamaisi, you want to ask someone. I don't know what that Rav told him.
On Pesach,
I saw that he left shul, and he came back only later.
If you left shul, it's not part of me.
I don't know. I don't know what to say the header was, but I know one thing. I didn't ask any questions. He saw he left. I want to ask him what happened over there. Yeah, I didn't say anything.
There's reason to be makel if it's on this Pesach time of the year. They go from Murder to hoRuach. I mean, to go from hoRuach to Murder. No.
You know, I know a guy who said it 14 times in a row because he wanted to make sure that when he said it, when he did it unconsciously, he knew that he would say it. If at 40, it may be Kabbalistic, I don't know.
No. But maybe it was more than 14.
Oh, how many?
We'll talk about it soon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, now Maisa, before we go further, we're going to talk about the finishing time. You have to know that the Arkihilis, I think Ad Hayoim, I believe meaning Ashkenaz is that way, that they not maskir tal. They don't say Meir Hatol in the summertime.
In Husar.
What?
In Husar. They in Eretz Yisrael.
We don't?
They don't?
They do. In Eretz Yisrael they do.
They do? Even Ashkenaz, but here they don't, right? So, many Kiyos don't say Meir Hatol in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is to mention Geshem. So in the summer they don't say Tal. Other Kihillas have a meaning that when we don't say Geshem, we mention Tal. We're going to talk about this soon. I'm just giving a little introduction about the Minhagim.
Which Sif?
Sif Beis. It's page Shin Chav Ches.
Mm-hmm.
Top of the page. V'chein le'iyam hafsaka. As well, we spoke until now about the starting point when we start saying Mashiv is Shmei Atzeres Musaf. We also finish. When do we finish? In Poiskin Al-Haski, we don't stop from mentioning Ad Shemachrizim Beis HaKnesset Meir Hatol Koiden Tfilas Musaf Yisrael Shel Pesach. Till the Shamish bangs and says Meir Hatol before Musaf of Yom Tov Pesach, the first day of Pesach. That's when we stop saying. But this is only in the Mekoimis, the places Shenoyegim which have the minute to say Meir Hatol. They mock him instead of haGeshem Eisachavim in the summer. Like we said before, like we have that minhag.
Yeah.
Shachrazas hatal, the announcement of tal, is a simin hu lahem. It's a sign. Lafsakas Geshem. Stop saying Geshem. The main thing when we announce Meir Hatol is not so much Meir Hatol. The main thing is you should know we don't say anymore Meir haGeshem. Now is not the time for Geshem. It's summertime.
Right.
B'koydem achrazazu. Before this announcement, Ein Hatzibur Mafsikim Elahaska Geshem. The Tzibur does not stop mentioning Geshem. K'dei shelo yehei davar mu'urev beineihem. Shezeh maskir v'zenei maskir. Yagudis agudis. Before this time, when you hear the Tzibur formally stop saying Geshem, a person shouldn't stop saying Geshem. The Tzibur. Because when we come out, this Sibur is saying Geshem, this is not saying Geshem, we want to stop all together, formally do it together.
The Pesach is easier. It's easier to deal with.
Again, like we said, we don't do it at night because at night not everyone comes to shul. The same issues that we have in Shachris, you can't mafsik in the middle and say Meir Hatol because Michas Gulut Tefillah. The same issue. Therefore, we wait for Musaf on Yom Tov Rishon Shal Pesach when you have the ability to say Meir Hatol, then we know that's a simon. Aval hayachid shemispala b'nei ben atzmei rashay lahas katal amokim geshem. The Rebbe here says this is only a tzibur is not allowed to stop, but a private person can already stop earlier. This isser is not only on the tzibur. The isser of agudis is only one community doing one way, another community doing another way.
That's why you sent them out, I guess.
As a private person, there's different starting.
Right.
There you're starting.
Well, why would a private person?
But
So,
any
so
chanami,
you're saying you're stopping without.
Ba'etzim l'chor it should work for care too. By the way, the private person should be able to also start earlier. You're right. You're right. L'chora, a private person can start saying earlier from Shachris. Maybe we could deduce from the Hafsaka the fact that you're allowed to be mafsik earlier, so too you could start earlier, like in Shachris, like the situation we had.
Is he allowed to say Mashiv hoRuach? You just stop saying more than all. You're saying no.
No, we're talking here about the finishing point of Mashiv haGeshem.
He's starting Mashiv
Pesach,
hoRuach.
Pesach thing.
No, you're stopping to say Mashiv haGeshem. Pesach.
I mean, you say one or the other, right? Is that what you
Pesach.
say?
Meir Hatol. When we start saying Meir Hatol, the main thing is not the saying of Meir Hatol. The main thing is that we stop. This announcement of Meir Hatol symbolizes the finishing Meir haGeshem. That's the main thing. Now, Medina's in our countries, which means in the European countries, where Ashkenazim lived, that's what the Alter Rebbe is saying. In the parentheses, he explains what's different about our countries via the compared to the Sfardim. They don't have the minig to mention tal do in the summertime instead of Geshem. They don't say anything at all.
They never say more than all.
No, they don't. You look on the Siddurim, it doesn't say anything there. There's only Mashiach haGeshem for the. If you look at the Siddur here on Shafar later, and we'll see. There's nothing about announcing tal to Masa Geshem because they don't say tal. So how do they know when to stop Geshem?
Did they say tal in the second minute?
But, I mean, this is not the minig. The Alter Rebbe wrote this about Ashkenaz. On the Poil, the minig Chabad is not that way. The minig Chabad, we do say.
Do they have the Tfilas tal?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not.
No, B'chol not. I'm not sure. We have to take out Ashkenazi. We have a Nusach Ashkenaz sitting here.
They say, I first
Wait.
take basic.
They do say.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have tal all year?
Yeah.
They say Tfilas tal. Noigim shalahafsim has haGeshem at Tfilas Musaf. Sheshamu kramishat shepatz Tfilas Musaf. Aha. Hey yoy, so there's no hachroza Meir Hatol because you don't make any announcement Meir Hatol. So what do? Their minig is they stop by mincha. Minig Ashkenaz they stop by mincha. Meaning by Musaf, there's still a Shmanaseh, the quiet Shmanaseh and Musaf. They still saying Mashiv hoRuach Meir haGeshem. But when they hear the Tfilas Hatal from the Chazan by Chazaras Hashatz of Musaf, now they know. They hear him not mentioning anymore. He already was poisik. He stopped saying Geshem.
So they want to make an announcement to stop saying tal. You saying?
Stop saying Geshem.
I mean to stop saying Geshem.
I don't
we
know.
say
Yeah.
that. We
I don't
say
know why.
that addition.
They'd rather not make that announcement.
I don't know. It's like interesting.
Because not
Oh,
important.
no. He explains in a minute. Good question.
But you hear them bang on the table or something.
Alo, but Tfilas Musaf Kol HaKol. Tfilas Musaf Kol HaKol. V'gam Mashiach Tzib Maskin HaGeshem Tfilas Lachash. Tishehu Davar Me'orav Min HaTzibur. Shouldn't have the Tzibur doing different things, so when it's quiet Shemon Esrei, they all say Mashiach Meir haGeshem. She'ev Shalachachris Koydem HaTfilah, She'ev Sik Melaseh. Why shouldn't they just make an announcement simple? Stop saying Geshem. Okay, we can say start saying Meir Hatol because we don't have that meaning. But say don't say Meir haGeshem anymore. Shenire Kimimanim B'Kshamim. It's not a proper way to say, oh, we don't want Geshem anymore, Hashem.
You can't talk
You don't
like
tell
that about rain.
Al derech she'amru mispalim al roitev. Al derech, what the Gemara says that you're not allowed to daven when it's abundance of good. It's too much good. We don't daven for it to stop. That's not things that we daven for. So that's one
Do
of the
we
tefillas.
make a tinus if there's too much rain?
No, we don't do that.
You
So
know,
what do
my,
you do in a situation like in Houston? What are you supposed to do? It's very bad. You don't have a tinus for that? That's the worst case scenario.
Well,
The story, the Chayni Amago, no? The story of Chayni Amago.
Oh, right, that's the story.
What happened? It was too much, right? So what happened? I don't remember. Maseches Tainus talks about these things.
He said,
he slept for 70 years.
I don't remember them saying a bracha to stop rain.
no, he asked.
You
He
know,
said it's
we,
too
we,
much.
we asked that
He prayed again, I think.
that it come down in a
Down
measured
again.
We need
way.
to take out Maseches Tainus. We need to see Maseches Tainus, Chav Gimel.
More
we have
often
to
than
take a
not,
look
the
at this.
drought than
So it's not appropriate to say, oh, everyone stop davening for rain. This is the Indian.
it's not a tradition.
Monday night Sukkot in Chicago, we said Mashiv hoRuach. At night was a mabul. Rain till here.
Want to
couldn't
say
walk.
this? Monday?
In Chicago, Monday night. Say a kafot.
I had to go to jury duty this week, and they called me into the room. They wanted to put me on a certain case. The lawyers for both sides, they were interviewing the jurors. You know how it is. So
I was there a few times.
there was one guy. There was one guy on one side that his name happened to be Lerner. So the other lawyer wanted to know if we're related.
No,
His
I loved
first name, they were all based. Most of them looked like they were Yidden, the lawyers. So this guy, when he got up, he asked me how was Monday night. First thing he asked, he announced in front of all the goyim over there. He asked, "There's a Yiddish guy, but he doesn't from, but he wants to know how was Monday night."
So
So Chastaira, how was Monday night? Yeah,
you got out of it? Or?
yeah, to get out of it.
Very easy to get out.
Problem was, it was a case against Methodist Hospital. It was a
Against
lawyer-
who?
it was a mother and a mother against them, that they delivered the baby wrong, got some issue against the doctor and against Methodist Hospital. So the lawyer for the doctor and the lawyer for the hospital. The lawyer for the hospital was
Which
this guy.
hospital
He
was
was
it? Which
looked
hos-
like a very chashuv a guy. I mean, they both looked very chashuv.
Which hospital was that?
Methodist.
Methodist. They
Uh-huh.
all look like Yidden, but so Lamaisa, I wanted to get out. So they said one of the things on the paper before I heard it. One of the things we had to check off, different like what if you're related to a lawyer or related to someone in the medical profession. I didn't know what the case is about. I was over. I didn't think to check it. Then I went back because I know my mother's a nurse. So okay, so I'm going to put it, check it off. Checked it off.
You can't be.
Lamaisa, so
yes.
that's the guy who wants to protect who is defending the plaintiff, the lady. So if you like doctors, you like nurses, you like them. So you're not going to be able to.
Be
Right,
he-
right. You're going to be naturally.
He told me, how do you view it? I said, I view I have very high respect for the medical profession.
Right,
So the other
they-
lawyer really liked that. The other lawyer,
Right.
So he wanted me, right?
Right, but the
So he
other
came.
one
He was a chayid. So he calls So he tells me, you're a rabbi, right? He tells me, don't you know that the Torah teaches you that you should look above all things and say the truth? Say what you feel.
Oh, he tried to make it off.
He wants me to be on that side because
Yeah, but
So
the other
gesagt,
party has the right to dismiss you.
So I said, listen, I look at things the Torah way. If the court's going to say things that are against my religious beliefs, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not going to be able, I'm going to have to go with the Torah. I'm like,
Oh, so that's another in you.
So yeah,
That's
so,
the point.
so
But
he
they
said,
don't ask you that.
So he said, okay, like he accepted it.
But-
you
but
know.
they don't
once
check-
you get off, they still called? Or
Yeah, no, they don't send you home, by the way.
Send
No,
you
no, they
downstairs.
send you back to the jury pool.
Yeah,
Exactly.
maybe
But they
again
don't
the same.
ask
At the end
you,
of the day,
are you going to go
call
by
again.
Torah? They don't ask you that question.
There was another Jewish guy there that I was sitting with outside. He was in another place. He told me that there was another Yiddish guy by him, a from guy that used the Torah, saying that this is
Didn't
the
work.
Taina. No, but then the problem was when it came to him, they said, "Are you going to say the same thing?"
So what, you're not off the hook, or?
No, they say then they say mitamo. They ask all these different questions. They didn't tell me right away to leave the room. Even they made me sit there. They asked all the other people questions. And Lamaisa, 12:30, they have this long lunch break till 2. You come back at 2. As soon as I walked in, they told me right away, the guy, when I walked into the room, the guy told me you're excused. But excuse meant you sit back down with everyone else, maybe you're going to go on
Outside.
another case.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they
You
can
have to,
call you.
officially you have to be there till 5. Lamaisa, at 3:45 already, they went around saying that all the lawyers, everything was already, they got all the juries they needed, and they dismissal.
So you don't have to be called up till another 8 years.
Baruch Hashem, yeah. Baruch Sheptrani.
I was in the
It
case.
was I kept on pushing Rosh Hashgacha Pratis, and they pushed it for Thursday. It was right after Sukkot, and first day my children had school, and I didn't have koili yet, so I managed to go.
I was in the case.
But you know what? On lunch break, I went outside to see if I could buy something to eat.
Not indeed.
There's nothing kosher
Not
there.
there.
Where did you go?
It's
Because they had a
crazy.
kosher.
And there's so much judges. There's all these. You see all these from Eden going around.
From a year.
Judges, lawyers.
Well, they
From
used to
Manhattan,
be.
It's
it's
full.
It's in
No, in
downtown
Brooklyn and Adam Street.
No, there are
full.
places there. You just have to know. Oh,
I went.
it might be
A lot
closed.
of people. Some guy called up his brother's a lawyer there. They said they used to be up some little.
A restaurant.
They
Some
can't
little
support a
place, there's
restaurant.
nothing
Such
there
a
now.
place can't support a restaurant.
There's nothing there. I went to ask a lot of people, and
It's not even like a pizza shop, no.
I'm surprised.
There were a
I'm
couple
surprised they
places.
can't have a place for lunch.
There were a few places.
They all went out of business, I guess.
I don't know what it is, but there's the judges and lawyers are there.
They're showing
I saw
Shabbos.
two other from people. They looked like they were going for court cases. You know,
They're showing Shabbos and there's no.
Well, 26
Strange,
court, there might
strange.
be. There used to be
Look
something
it up
around
now.
it.
You look at you're busy with your phone. Look it up.
26.
no, I asked a few people. I asked some people when I went. I saw some from people, and they tried to look on their phone, and called someone up who knows restaurant. They told me there's nothing there. The people they said
You
there's
thought
nothing
you
there.
didn't have to pack lunch. You thought for sure you
I was in the case was against black guys.
You sat in the court?
No, I was number 13. But one time the one
You were the replacement in case they need a replacement.
right. So the lawyer was asking questions. I said, "You have anything against?" I said, "But 15 years ago I was mocked by a black, and I don't think I've been good in this." Okay, go down.
No, I saw the lawyers.
Yeah,
They managed to get a few people, but in another room, there was another room that I saw the lawyers are getting a little. The whole entire room was not interested in jury duty. I mean, at least some of them looked like they were excited about it. You know, there was a lady there,
You wanted.
and she was a DA, district attorney in Manhattan. She herself was now being called for jury duty.
Wow.
The problem was that she was on a case. She was prosecuting a case that the defense, the plaintiff, was the lawyer for the lady was the defense in that case. So now it was a question. It was 20 years ago, and they remembered each other. And there was a question whether they were allowed, was that
She
considered
allowed to be there. Uh-huh.
right? So
And they waited
and she really wanted to sit on the case. She said she can be impartial, and
but they didn't allow her. They didn't. When there's a question, they'll go with.
they were ready until something
Well, did
happened
the
with
judge
Methodist. They
ask
said,
you-
"Did anyone have any bad views of Methodists?"
Did the judge?
Then
ask
she
you?
said she did have. They called her out privately, and she said something, and I don't know what happened. Because I
But
was
sometimes the judge asks questions too.
the judge could be later. I have no idea because I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
It's the only time I
Where's
got
the
this
lawyer?
far. I
Where's the
usually
lawyer?
sit there
What
until the
lawyer?
ending of the day, and he send you home. Over here, I was talking nervous because I wasn't prepared. What do you tell the? You have to get out of it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Does.
We did. We don't have a minute yet. 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6, 7.
I felt bad a little bit. I didn't want to make a chil Hashem, because they're asking about the Torah and the Lord. But I said, well, am I going to sit on these cases for a few weeks? And I can't.
It's not a Chil Hashem though. It might be a Kiddush Hashem.
No, I'm saying the fact that I'm saying that I can't serve. I was trying to get away with it. It's probably people saw that.
Everybody tried to get through.
Oh, but
Yeah,
the
some
Pella-
people.
Pella's not. It's
Telling you the room, there was a other room, and I was sitting
Well,
out
how
there
else? It's
after
not a
the
valid
excuse.
statement.
A lawyer, I said to him, look, they said to the crowd, the lawyers, it looks like we're not going to get anywhere. Where you guys, you all don't want to sit. They all keep on saying excuses, right? So what are you going to do? You can't tell the guy he's lying. He says he's impartial, right? He doesn't like trying. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So in the ending, they said, okay, we'll let you all go, and we're not going to keep you waiting anymore. It's just already an hour and a half. You're so long.
So what are they going to do? They didn't have a jury.
So whenever they go, they get some more people. What happens? They call other people.
Get another
So,
50 people.
Yeah.
Every time they get 50 people.
So we did.
Did you have a safer with you?
Yeah, I was learning.
It's hard to learn.
Which one?
I wanted to learn. I was planning on accomplishing a lot more learning, but
But
because
without bread, without lunch.
because they were calling me in with all these questions.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't.
When you're not called, you just sit down there in a chair all day. You sit there bored. There's nothing to
Yeah.
do.
But it's not a true thing.
Here, they sit there a long time asking me a lot of
And there are
questions.
only a few people there. I mean,
They
it's
ask
not
him,
like-
and each lawyer, every single lawyer wants to give a drasha,
Wants to what?
speak about how law works,
Yeah.
and how jury duty works,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how you have to be impartial, and how sympathy, you shouldn't, even though you're sympathetic, you shouldn't change your law. And they all love enjoying the talk.
They
It's
like-
the
they
audience.
like it. They really
Yeah, they
love
love. Each lawyer
Oh, they
kept
get-
saying
because
he's
they're
going to
getting-
talk more than the previous lawyer.
They're going to get paid. They're getting paid by the clock. They're on the clock.
It's probably right. Yeah, I didn't think about it.
They're on the clock.
Yeah, it's
No.
true.
No,
No?
What's the
they get paid when there's an award. They'll get a third of the award,
Well, it depends, I guess, what their
He
deal
says
is.
it's a year.
and then they'll divide it between the.
Right. okay, if they're
that's
suing,
a,
yeah.
that's a suing.
No, this was Taka such a case. I don't know.
Yeah, it was malpractice. It could be a lot of money.
He saw the lawyer, the doctor in the hospital got choshev the lawyers. You could see right away that they were.
The hospital did better than the
hospital did
plaintiff.
better than the hospital and the doctor. There was a lawyer for each. There, you could see that they were very choshev in the way they presented themselves.
And the other one wasn't such a.
They didn't see. They looked both like Gideon, a father and son, but they still did not look. They didn't come across at all polished, and obviously they weren't. The lady's name didn't sound like it was a minority. A lady something who went.
This was this week.
She didn't have money to go hire top lawyers. The doctor in the hospital can hire big major lawyers.
Well, the hospital hires a lawyer.
Yeah, they
They have
could.
a lawyer. on
What's for,
retainer.
they could afford it.
A retainer.
When was this? This was yesterday.
This was this past Thursday. This past Thursday.
Well, halacha. Let's talk about halacha here.
Yeah.
Well, halacha, you had. It wasn't true what you said that you had to follow the Torah because they're asking according
Depends.
to.
It could come
the
out.
moment.
Could come out situation. What happens if it's a yid and they want to charge him? I don't know. They want to charge him
Repeat.
for murder. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're.
You don't know
I'm
what's
saying
in
it's not
cases.
clear. I'm not sure. You have to think
But it's
about it.
not. But
No, it's not necessarily going to come to it. He backed off. That guy, the yid backed off when I said that already. He didn't want to bother me anyway.
they ask you what you do for a living. So obviously you're a rabbi, not just a guy with a beard.
He
Yes,
mentioned
you're
to me,
gonna have millions?
he said to you, are you a rabbi?
I'll deal
I
with
said,
it.
yes.
I'll deal with you. Sure.
This is the Maisa.
Okay, right.
This is the ganze Maisa, yeah. Ezach was on that trick. A trick. I Pashat came late. I was not going to change my schedule for them. So after I was able to kiss yeshiva and daven and everything, then I took my train and went there. So I came there only 10:30. I didn't get any class and everything was fine. Even though he's supposed to be there 8:30. Came
Oh,
there.
Everybody
they-
at 30, right?
And they looked at you. If you would have came
No,
8:30, we would have put you
the
like a
only thing
sucker.
was that officially in the beginning they give you out papers to
Second,
format. I
third,
had to go I had to go to find the office that you.
But
You let them know that you're
like
here.
Perfectly normal.
They didn't say anything to me. Maybe if you came later, maybe 11 and 12, maybe they wouldn't let you in. Maybe they may say you postponed it. But now I knew that 2 hours late, you could be 2 hours late.
No, let's base
Dan gebe ich dir a Hette, 2 Scha. Yeah, Lamaisa is as so. Lamaisa, why doesn't the Shliach Tzibur stop by Shachris? Ma she'ina Shliach Tzibur poisa b'til Shachris. Let the Shliach Tzibur stop by Shachris. Mean like this. You can announce, we don't announce any
Oh my gosh,
announcements
that's
because we're
right.
not allowed to make any announcements anyways. Those Kehilas that don't announce Moed Hatol.
So he's not what to talk about in a bad way.
So we don't. So there's no issue of announcement. So the quiet Shemon Esrei and Shachris, you zicher have to say haGeshem. But why not already in Shachris, the Tfilas Hashatz of Shachris, the Shatz should already stop saying Mashiv haGeshem. The whole oilam hears it. Now we know from Musaf. Instead, we wait till the Tfilas Hashatz of Musaf, and by Mincha they stop saying.
Right, it's a perfect plan over here.
Those that weren't in shul by Ma'ariv, when they hear that the Chazan is not mentioning Shachris, Yizbru, they will think Shemasikim Laskvil Sarvis. They will be concerned that they will think that they already
What
stopped by
happened?
Ma'ariv.
Like what
Because it's
happened?
probably we weren't in shul by Ma'ariv. It's probably by Ma'ariv already. It's the new day. It's Pesach. It's probably the first night of Pesach they stopped. Shayoim Hoylach Alayla. Pitoira. Day goes after night. Vayi Erev. And then Vayi Boiker. B'chol Makim. Everywhere in Torah, night goes
Second
after the day, right?
Yeah.
Oloshana Haba. The next year, Leyaskir Barvis. They won't already say Masharuch and Ma'ariv. So it'll come out.
Wow.
Zeh maskir, zeh maskir. This one is saying, this one isn't saying.
Wow. Interesting swallow.
So this is already a little bit of weiter chash, a more further chash. So the Maisa comes out, l'shiti masakim. Those kehilas which do say Moed Hatol, like we have this minig, We say Moed Hatol, so we are machriz Moed Hatol before Musaf on the first day of Pesach, and we know to stop already by the quiet Shemoneh Esrei. Those Kehilas that don't say Moed Hatol instead of Moed HaGeshem, the Ashkenazim, the Minig HaAshkenaz,
Just stop saying it.
they just stop saying it, so they don't have the option of saying Moed Hatol, because they don't say Moed Hatol. They don't have the option of saying not to say Mashiv HaGeshem, because it's not a proper way of talking about a bracha, something good, rain. So they don't have this option. So their option is that they have that the quiet Shemoneh Esrei, they all say Mashiv HaGeshem. By the Chazaras Hashatz,
He just doesn't.
he doesn't say it, and he says tefillah style, right? So everyone knows. So Maisa, but when do they know? They only stop saying it by Mincha.
Right.
So it comes out, those Kehilas stop by Mincha. We stop by Musaf, and they stop by Mincha.
They
on the
can't
first day
make
of
a
Pesach.
mistake. Right. There's no way of making a mistake that it goes in the day before. Yeah. Obviously.
Gimel.
Wow.
Betal uberuchis, regarding dew and ruach, wind, show all necessities for this world. Everything has its place with the accomplishments of dew and wind. Leichivu chacham lahaskir. Chazal did not require us to mention. There's no chiv meida hatol. It's a minig. Some kids say meida hatol, some kids don't say.
Ruchis is Mashiv HaRuach.
Yes, Mashiv. Loi b'haskora shebirchas mechayim mesim. Chazal were not mechayiv to mention, not in birchas mechayim mesim, to mention ruach or tal.
Mashiv.
V'loi b'she'elo shebirchas hashamim. You're not. There's no chiyuv. We're talking about chiyuv over here. There's no chiyuv to mention tal in birchas hashamim. When we ask the saying tal u'mater, the word tal is not a chiyuv to say it. Why? B'she'ein l'nisaron lo'olam. The sensualities of tal and ruach never stop. Yeah, you can have some more tal, some more ruach, less ruach, but tal and ruach always exist.
Why are we even dealing with it then?
How? Because they could be more. They could be more.
Oh,
they
there
could be less, but
less.
they never stop. Rain does stop. Moshe Eretz Yisrael now they have an issue right now. It's a big issue. There's a big drought. Now in South Africa, there's a terrible drought there.
There's already still. It was like
I don't know.
a year or two ago.
It was for a lot of years they had it. I don't know if it's still going on.
I don't know.
So they made special tefillas there. They're very serious matzah over there. Vimbola haskir. However, if one wants to maskir in the tefillah, maskir you're allowed to.
So we have the nusach.
But there's no chiyuv. We're going to see. The noyig in the minig is, not mitzad a chiyuv, but the minig is b'chol ha'makoyim in all localities. Loimer to say, Mashiv HaRuach ba'askara b'meis hagshamim. That we are maskir, but not mitzad a chiyuv of Gemara. It's not a minig. That we do mention ruach, Mashiv HaRuach u'meid haGeshem. We do maskir. Ve'ein maskin is HaRuach b'sheila. However, we don't mention it all ruach when we ask. We don't ask for ruach. We don't say the same ruach v'tal u'mater. So ruach is not mentioned. Avo b'mois hachama imaskino yisek klal. Mish'enim is bakish al b'mois hagshamim kedei l'nagiv leichas al shemaruba. We don't mention wind in the summertime because we don't want wind in the summer. We're not excited about the wind. Only in the summertime the wind helps to dry off the moisture off the ground. There's a lot of moisture in the winter. So the wind comes, the air comes and evaporates and
In New
helps.
York we have moisture in the sun. Humidity.
V'mloi iskiru b'mois hagshamim. If you did not mention in the summertime, in the wintertime, did not mention ruach, or you did mention ruach in the summertime, which is not a davar hamisbakish, like we said before. You still don't have to go back Shemoneh Esrei. Hafil loisim adayin habracha. If you didn't finish the bracha, there's no need to go back to the beginning of the bracha, whether you mention it, whether you don't mention it. The minig is that we mention it by haskara. We mention ruach. Tal. Let's talk about tal. Hatal, who davar hamisbakish aleilam. Tal is always a good thing. Tal is something which you always like, whether it's summer, whether it's winter. So again, we're going to discuss minhagim here. There's no chiyuv mitzad din hatalmud mitzad the Gemara, but mitzad the minig yesh mekoyim shenoyegim laskire b'dat meisachama. Like we spoke earlier, some kehilas have the minig to mention meida hatol in the summertime instead of Mashiv HaRuach. Like we said before, minig Ashkenaz they don't say it. It's a minig. There's no chiv to say it. So some Mekoimis say it, some Mekoimis don't say it. Some ask, and the minig is in some places to ask for it, say in the summer, say in the winter. We only have the minig to ask for it in the winter. We're saying tal u'mata, we add tal, but we don't ask for it. We say the same bracha in the summertime. We don't mention b'chlal tal. So it's not exactly the minig. Our minig is not exactly the way it's mentioned in Shulchan Aruch over here. We'll see soon about our minig. So this is some mekoimis. They have a minig to mention tal in the summer, also in the summertime, and to ask for tal. Sai meisachama sai meisachsham. I sha'af she'in netzel oilam. L'chora tal is always do. So why do you have to mention and to ask for it? Mikol mokim vakshim she'ila bracha. We ask that it should be for a bracha.
Because it could do damage
She'im l'pa'amim in bracha. There are times when the dew does not bring bracha. V'miskiroi v'meisachshaman. If someone mentioned it in the summertime, in the winter time, I'm sorry, we don't say tal in the winter, right? He did not mention tal in the summertime. He didn't say made hatol. You didn't ask for it like this, the minig over here in the summer and the winter. You don't tell him to go back. There's no chiv whatsoever. So it's a klal. Once you know the rules, it's easier to remember the klal and when to go back for what things, because tal and ruach we never got to go back. It's only a minute, there's no chiv. So someone forgets meida hatol after Pesach till Shmini Atzeres, you forget meida hatol. There's no need to go back because tal ain't a netzel oilam, and Chazal will never mechayev us to ask for it.
By Ashkenaz,
Yeah,
since you say nothing, they
They-
do go back.
by meida haGeshem,
You say nothing.
Mashiv hoRuach. Wait, now we're dealing with meida hatol. Hey minute. By moedin hatol.
They say, by Mashiv hoRuach, it's
Yeah.
the other way around. If they forget Mashiv hoRuach, they don't say Moed at all, so they do have to go back. So what you're saying?
If they forget Mashiv hoRuach, yeah, they didn't say made at all. Meaning, our meaning that we say made at all the whole summer. So what happens now? Someone makes a mistake. What's the mistake he makes? Instead of saying Mashiv hoRuach,
Well, that's a problem.
he says made at all. No, that we're going to see soon that the halacha is that helps him that you don't have to go back for our minig. And there was some kihilas that were noyig that way. I think that was maybe the scholas on minig be'etzim. That by saying Meida Hatol in the summer, so the mistake that will happen in the winter is that instead of saying Mashiv hoRuach, Meida haGeshem, you'll say Meida Hatol. But the Yevin, Meida Hatol, since you're a masker, a shevach of the Eibishter, so therefore you don't have to go back.
Really?
It won't
Yeah.
work for saying
Someone misses Mashiv hoRuach Meida haGeshem by us, you don't have to go back because you write. What did you say? You said Meida Hatol. Shenkin B'nai Ashkenaz.
Isn't it ruining?
They don't say Mashiv hoRuach Meida haGeshem. Pshat is they didn't say anything because their meaning is not to say anything
We
all
don't
the
have to
summer.
go back. That's the
So
way.
they're gonna have to go back.
It won't work. It's Mochana with the same Talmud and
Right. Okay, good. We didn't get up to this Nakodi yet, but Ein Zach you have to remember. First, Tal and Ruach, you never go back. So it's not really so much in the game. Mashiv hoRuach Meida haGeshem. You say the Ruach and the Geshem biyachad. So it's more of an issue. By Meida Hatol in the summer, if you forget Meida Hatol, you don't need to go back.
But if you're saying, you're saying Mashiv
Ah.
the Ruach part. Because you said
The
Mashiv
problem is that what do you do in the summer if you don't say Tal?
you're saying Mashiv hoRuach.
That's the problem.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. Sif Dalet. Look in the beginning of Sif Dalet. Im Amar Meida haGeshem, im Meisachama, you say Meida haGeshem, Meisachama, Machzinin oisi, you have to go back. Sha'aksham and Meisachama, Einem Elasim and Klal. No one wants rain in the summertime.
Oh wow.
V'chein itzrichu lazeh, this person, shehisker Klal, it's lost, you mentioned that Klal is davening, sheyachsev yispal b'loi Klala, oisi bracha shispal Klala. Yitzarech lachs l'reisha bracha, you go back to the beginning of the
Up to where
bracha.
is he allowed to go back? To the beginning of the bracha.
Shem yachsev l'chalkal chayim, if you just go back to the words Machalko Chayim, it's not going to be enough to nullify what you said improperly. It's not going to help just to go back to the words, to go back to Machalko Chayim. So you have to go back to the very beginning of the bracha, meaning Ta'ata Gibber, beginning of Ta'ata Gibber. The Niska Achach Simas HaBracha, if you mention, you forgot when you mentioned when you Baruch Hashem Chaya Mesim, and then you remembered, this is all talking about the summertime. You remember that you said Mashiv Ruach uMorid haGeshem instead of uMorid Hatol in the summer. And you remember after you said Baruch Hashem Chaya Mesim, so last Rosh Tefillah you have to go back to the Gedaven because all the three brachas are one unit. Shekol ad Toya be'ezeh bracha be'inyan shetzorech lasel sakim to usay v'leichazah shechasam brachazo lo'idai l'shiyasel l'makar shetol. It's not enough that you go back to the place where you made the mistake. Halatzorech lachzer
You're allowed to start from Atik.
l'reish habracha. V'gimel brachas v'shoynes chashuvas kebracha achas. And in general, when you make a mistake in a bracha, not enough to go back to that place, to go back to the beginning. Over here, they're all three Nashal Kiwan. Now, Lamaisa, we just skipped a few lines at the ending of the Esef Gimel. The last three lines of Gimel. Medinas Elu. We now spoke that there's a minig of certain Kehilas, even though there's no Chiv to mention Tal, but the minig in certain Kehilas is to mention Tal, maskir Tal, in the winter, in the summertime. Right? We could do that. But he says also they ask with She'ela, they ask for Tal, the same Tal of Matlav Racha, not only in Meis HaGeshem in the winter, but also in the summer. We don't have the minig.
Ashkenaz doesn't say uMorid Hatol in the summer.
No.
It's Mashiv Ruach in the winter.
No. We don't have the minig to ask for Tal in the summer. We say bracha. We don't mention Bechlal Tal. So now he talks about this minig. The Medinas Elo, the ending of Sef Gimel, last few lines. In these countries, Lo yegi lishel hatal b'meis HaGeshem. The minig.
That's you're talking about this in Baruch Leinu.
The minig is to mention, to ask for tal b'meis HaGeshem, alois b'meis HaChama. Right? We say the same tal umater. We also not only maskir tal in the summer, and we're shoyel for tal in the winter. But loyla haskiroi, but we not maskir it. The minig in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch was like the minig Ashkenaz. That's how he wrote the Shulchan Aruch, like the Ramah. Shulchan Ashkenaz was not to mention Tal b'chlal, not Meis HaChama and Geshem, just to be shoyel in Meis HaGeshem. That's all. However, if you did mention it and you did ask for it, not a problem. Yeah.
You know what Baruch Leinu? He's still talking about Mashiv Ruach uMorid.
No, it's talking about Baruch Leinu.
You're in Baruch Leinu now?
He puts them both together.
Because Baruch Leinu do say both. Either the same bracha or the same Talmud Bracha.
But only in the Meis HaGeshem.
No, Baruch Leinu, they say both.
Bracha is not considered anything. Bracha is like skipping it.
Bracha is not saying, you don't mention anything, but bracha, you say the same bracha. Which is again brachas.
Right.
So we don't have she'ela. There's no she'ela.
Of Tal and Baruch Leinu. That's what you mean, because the same bracha is not a she'ela.
Yeah. The emes is that the minig, our minig, does not say in the Shulchan Aruch the exact minig that we have, because over here it just mentions two minhagim. Either the minig is, the first minig he mentions is that people that masker in Meis HaChama, we taka do that, made a tal Meis HaChama, tal, and you're shoyel tal a whole year long. We're only shoyel tal in the winter. And the other minig that he has, where he says Medinas Elo.
How are you shoyel? What are you saying? What kind of shoyel is it?
You say the same tal. This is something kehilas. I don't know if there's today such kehilas, but they say the same tal without the word mutter. They say it even in the summer. They're maskir and they're shoyel.
Wait, in Baruch Leinu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. And there's but the Medinas Elo he says the minig, which is the minig Ashkenaz. The way the minig Ashkenaz is today.
What is he saying?
That you're shoyel tal in the Meis HaGeshem only, like we taka do.
Same tal about the bracha.
Right. You're not shoyel in the summer, so that half we do.
Same bracha.
However, we don't mention tal not in the summer, not in the winter, but we do half from these two minhagim in between. We taka do uMorid Hatol also in the summer, but the she'ela we only have Meis HaGeshem.
Paradim has Baruchenu and Baruch Leinu.
Mitzvah Hashem will be mamshich next week.
Not too confusing.
Want to get
Not confused at all. It's the best.
to chazer it and get it clear. Next week we're going to get more into it. Talk about why the point of the halacha is if you forget Mashiv and haGeshem and you said Meida Hatol, you're not chayzer. We're going to talk about it in a later sif. We're going to learn the halacha and sivav, explain the reasoning behind this din.
So right now we're good, right?
Yeah, right now we're good.
Wow.
The problem with us becomes in the summer because we don't say Meida Hatol. It's not a big deal that we skipped it. But our lashon, the shiga, the lashon, we're so used to saying hoRuach. When we don't say Meida Hatol, it automatically meant we mentioned Geshem. Geshem is Siman Klola. Siman Klola is the problem to go back. The whole issue is that we have to just remember in the beginning, the Tal is not. Tal and Ruchis are not something that are any chiyuv to mention. The whole thing is b'toras minik. Meaning this way, meaning for different reasons for the mahagim, but the whole thing is b'toras minik. The ikki you have to know is you have to be masker and shoyel kshamim in the winter time. That's all. That's the only thing Chazal told us in Sichta, in Tainus. Not anything else. We don't. Only kshamim, masker and shoyel kshamim. There's a time to masker, time to shoyel, the time to mafsik from masker and shoyel. That's it. Everything else is b'toras minik.
So after Pesach is the big problem to figure out exactly.
Yeah, after Pesach we have an issue. You have to. No, but by the way, also she'ela. This is what I'm talking about masker. She'ela. The more serious. If you forget to say Baruch Aleinu, the same time we're only talking about a haskara. The gabi haskara, you're not chayzer.
But now we're going to start
she'ela is different.
Saying Talamatul Bracha.
So we'll deal with it a bit next week.
So that's a bigger.
Yeah, but we're not saying let's say Talmud for a while. We have some time, so
we have to say Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila.
When do we start? Chanukah time.
But we can make it up in Shnei Tefillah. We have to learn all that. When do we start? Yeah, December 4th. It goes into the Goyish calendar.